In this video, I'm going to show you how you can set up a simple batch calling workflow inside of Synthflow so you can call through a list of leads in Google Sheets. So once you're logged in, go to the Workflows tab on the left-hand side, and we're going to go ahead and press Create Flow. Let's give it a name, batch calling tutorial. Let's call it test. And we're going to set this one, batch trigger workflow outbound, and press Create. Once it loads, you'll see this pop up here. Now, in the top, we've got a schedule, which is currently set to a cron expression. Let's go ahead and change this, and let's replace it with every X minutes. I'm going to select this to say 30. So it's going to run the schedule, 30 minutes. Let's load some sample data. That's good. And in the next step, we're going to use this get new rows. Now we're going to need to connect a Google Sheet. I've got one here with 10 contacts in, some numbers, email addresses, call status, last attempted date, and a lead time zone. You're going to need that if you want to use cal.com real-time booking. And we're going to connect it here. Now it's pretty simple. Connect to your Sheets account if you've not done it before. Select the spreadsheet. It's going to be batch calling tutorial. Select the sheet. It's obviously sheet 1. If you've got many sheets, you're going to want to change that. And for the start row, because we've got headers like name, email address, we're going to start from row 2. The memory key, this is important. We're going to keep it just as row number. This tells the workflow where to continue from. And the group size is going to be 1. This means that every 30 minutes is going to pull 1 contact. So if you've got a big list of leads, maybe you're going to want to put 10, 20, 30 at a time. Let's just leave it as 1 for the sake of this. And let's go ahead and press test step. So this should go and fetch the first record in our list. Okay, here we go. Name, email address, number, call, time zone. Nice. So you've got some additional settings down here. Continue on failure and retry on failure. You can do that if you want to. We're just going to leave it blank. And next step, we have this loop on items. So we want to loop on the list of items. So it's going to get the rows from this step and want to loop over all of them in this loop here. So let's remove this, and we're going to replace it with get new rows and this insert button here, okay? Because we've got one result here, we're going to want to select all of the results, which means clicking this. Now, if we test this, we can compare this. We have one result here. You can see we've got one result here. If we go to this and we say we want to get maybe 3 and then press retest, we have 3 items here. We scroll down, we've got 3 items. And then if we go here and click this again, drop this down, we've got 3 here. So if we select this one and insert, this is just going to get the first one. But if we select this one, it's going to get all 3 of these, okay? Next step, let's go to this make phone call item. And we're going to want to connect yours in, create a connection if you haven't done already, grab your API key from Synthflow. We're going to just do this one. I've already connected it. And the assistant we're going to use is the buyer lead qualifier. It's a real estate assistant. Team ID if you need to, and then the phone number. This is going to be the phone number that the call goes to. So this phone number is going to be each loop, okay? So we're going to loop on the first item. Let's drop this down, and it's going to be item in index 1, row 2, values. So we want to loop through these items. So we don't want to select, the spreadsheet. We want to select which item is being looped on. So item, let's just minimize that. We're going to go to item, and then we're going to go to, I'm putting things in, item, and then we're going to go to values, and then we're going to select this phone number in here. Now, you can see we've got a country code on this number, but without a plus. So a good way to fix this if you're running into errors is just to go to here and press the plus. So plus, and then the number. Do the same with the recipient name. Just going to insert this. And then if you want to do custom variables, let's say you wanted to bring through like a lead name variable, for instance, and you're pulling that in. This is how you write it. Lead underscore name, and map that one in directly in there, okay? For the lead email, because we have the email, let's map that one in too. And then let's map in the time zone, which is Europe and Madrid. This means that we can use the real-time booking, and then the cal.com integration will be fully aware of the time zone and also the lead email, which then it can send the booking confirmation to. The prompt we're going to leave blank because we have that prompt inside of Synthflow. And then the greeting we're going to leave blank too because we also have that inside of Synthflow. If you're pulling additional variables from a CRM, you might want to update that greeting. If you want to dynamically pass some additional info, you can do, but we're going to leave it blank. And then actually we can go ahead and test this step and see if our phone rings by going test step. Please attach a phone number to your assistant to make a phone call. Okay, that makes sense. Let's cross this. Let's go to our assistants. Let's go to buyer lead capture and deployment. Phone number, correct. It hasn't got a phone number attached. Let's go and do this one. Phone number assigned. Back into workflows, back into this one. Let's go ahead and try this one again. Seems to go okay. And then instantly we have a phone call coming through.
Hey, I am speaking with Tom Osman.
Yes, you are, yeah.
Great. I just saw your details come through to us and wondered if you had a couple of minutes to run through some details.
Cool. So that call came through nicely. We're not going to run through the whole call for the sake of this video, but you can see that worked. The request data came through okay. It passed the lead time zone in the email for booking. It's got custom variables which weren't actually set. That's all good. And so this flow works. Let's go to the update row column now, and we want to actually just update our Google Sheet when that call is made, just so we're aware of what's going on. Let's go ahead and do the same connection. Make sure we connect the same spreadsheet. Batch calling tutorial, sheet number 1, row number. It's going to be loop on items row number. And we want to update this call status with called. Let's go and let's see if this works. Expected a number and received this. Okay. So this row number is wrong. We're going to want to go loop on items, and it's going to be the index. It's going to be the row. So this is going to be the row. So when we're looping through each row, we want to tell this which row to update. And in this case, because we're within the loop, we're going to loop on items, and this item is going to be number 2. So we want to update number 2. Let's retest. So it should have updated this. Let's go ahead and take a look in our spreadsheet. Nice. So it's updated this field. It was call. It now is called. So when the call goes through, we can update this status. Nice. So that's a pretty simple way. There's one other thing that you might want to do is in this little gap here, maybe you want to do a date. I think this is a core update, get current date, and you can do whatever format you want. Let's say Sunday, September 7th. Okay, we'll just go with this one, UTC. Let's test it. So we've got a time and a date. So the call happened, then go back to the update field, and we can actually go to the last attempted date at, bear with, last attempted date. And we could go get current date and then insert that here. Let's retest it. And you can see that when this phone call is made, it's going to loop through, it's going to update the status and update the time when that phone call was made. So there we go. That's a way to set up a simple workflow. And if you want to publish this workflow that's going to run now every 30 minutes for 3 people at a time, it's going to loop through them and update your rows. That's how you can do it. Once you're done, press publish. And if you want to test it again, you can press Command and D to test it, and it's going to make another phone call. One more thing you might want to add to this is a filter where you can do an if this then that and say, look, if this phone call has been done, or if is called rather than call, loop or filter this out and then continue through the list. So that's how to do simple batch calling inside of Synthflow. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial and catch you on the next one.